Every year, the town of Hollow Creek transformed into a Halloween wonderland, with cobwebs draping from porches and jack-o'-lanterns flickering on every doorstep. But this Halloween, something felt different. The air was thick with an unsettling chill, and the locals whispered about a curse haunting the old pumpkin patch at the edge of town. The patch belonged to Mr. Thompson, a reclusive farmer rumored to have dabbled in dark arts. His pumpkins were unlike any other, some twisted and gnarled, others glowing eerily under the moonlight. Most townsfolk steered clear, but 16-year-old Clara felt a pull of curiosity too strong to resist. On Halloween night, Clara gathered her friends, Jake and Lila. They decided to investigate the pumpkin patch, intrigued by tales of Mr. Thompson's haunted crops. Armed with flashlights, they made their way through the overgrown path leading to the patch. The moon hung high, illuminating the rows of pumpkins, their faces carved into twisted grins that seemed to leer at the trespassers. Clara's heart raced as she pointed her flashlight toward a particularly large pumpkin, its surface marred by deep scars. "Let's check that one out," Jake suggested. As they approached, Clara reached out to touch the pumpkin. Suddenly, a low, raspy voice broke the silence. "Leave, while you still can." They froze, eyes wide. Clara whispered, "Did you hear that?" "Yeah, but where is it coming from?" Jake replied, anxiety creeping into his voice. Clara fumbled for her phone, the screen casting a faint glow. As she turned it on, the light revealed the pumpkin's carved face, but something was wrong. Its eyes seemed to shift, and the grin widened into a sinister smile. "Get away from it," Lila screamed, pulling Clara back. But it was too late. The ground trembled, and vines erupted from the earth, snaking around their ankles. Clara struggled to break free. "It's the pumpkin. It's alive." With a surge of adrenaline, Clara yanked her foot free and began to run, dragging Lila behind her. Jake followed closely as the vines pursued them, whipping at their legs. "Split up," Clara shouted as they reached the edge of the patch. "We'll confuse it." The three friends darted in different directions, the darkness swallowing them. Clara zigzagged through the rows of pumpkins, the whispers growing louder. "You shouldn't have come here," they echoed. Just when she thought she had lost the vines, Clara stumbled upon a decrepit shed, its door ajar. Without a second thought, she slipped inside, hoping to find refuge. The air was stale, filled with the scent of decay. Inside, she found jars lining the shelves, each filled with strange glowing substances, remnants of previous Halloween nights, the souls of those who had ventured into the patch before her. Desperately, she searched for a way out, the whispers growing more frantic. "Join us, forever." Suddenly, the door creaked open. Clara turned, heart racing. It was Jake, his face pale with fear. "Clara, we need to get out of here." Before she could respond, a shrill scream echoed from outside. It was Lila. Clara grabbed Jake's arm, pulling him back into the shadows of the shed. "What do we do?" Jake's voice shook. "Wait," Clara whispered, listening intently. The whispers grew louder, and the vines began to seep into the shed, wrapping around the doorframe. "Leave her." The voice sounded pleading, but Clara knew better. "We can't leave, Lila," she said. With determination, Clara yanked the door open, and the two dashed into the patch. The pumpkins shook violently as Clara shouted, "Let her go." In a flash of light, the vines recoiled, releasing Lila from their grasp. The pumpkins let out a wail, and Clara seized the moment. "Run!" she yelled. They sprinted through the patch, the haunted whispers fading behind them. As they burst into the safety of the street, they glanced back at the patch, now dimming into darkness. They had escaped, but the curse would linger, waiting for the next Halloween when curious souls would wander too close. From that night on, Hollow Creek remembered the tale of Clara, Jake, and Lila, three friends who faced the whispers of the past. Every Halloween, the townsfolk would warn their children, "Never venture into the patch after dark."